G'day Eagles fans and welcome to another episode of Coast to Coast. Very special episode today. Oscar Allen, great to be by your side yet again.
Stephen, good to see you.
So, like to vary things up here.
We do.
On the show, mate.
Yep.
I know there's not too many levers you can pull right now at the selection table.
Yeah.
Availability is a bit stiff right now.
Yeah, correct.
But in this room, we will pull those levers.
Yeah.
And we have.
Yeah, we have. And it's something that is reminiscent of my start to the career in terms of, I remember Will Schofield pulling me into the podcasting studio, and it kicked off my career as working with the West Coast Eagles podcast, and we have the one and only Batman, Harry Barnett. What's going on?
Not much. Thanks for having me, you two very handsome men. It's awesome to be here.
What's going on, man?
Oh, what's going on with me?
Yeah.
Well, this is a day off, so
Talk
we've
to us
pulled
about
you
yourself.
in.
Yeah.
We've pulled you in. Oscar said, who are we going to get this week? We had a few no's. You're always looking at me down there. You know when I'm searching for a podcast talent and you tag me. And we finally brought you in. But the greatest part about it is we've had to shift to a Wednesday recording the day off.
Yep.
And ordinarily, this would be impossible for me and Oz to wrangle a superstar on their day off.
Yeah.
But you might have had some time. So what are you normally doing at this stage of a day off?
Usually in bed still.
No way.
Well,
Actually?
not like in bed, like still sleeping in, like in bed, maybe Netflix show on, something, doing nothing.
Remember that life?
That was nice.
Yeah. Nah, I don't have a lot to do outside of the footy club in Perth yet. So
It's early days. Don't stretch yourself.
I'm not stressing. I'm not stressing, Thump. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, cool.
So when I got the footy club, I used to love going out for brekkie on my own. So like a day off today, my friends at working at uni doing whatever, guys at the footy club, I say enough of them, like I want time off, I'd go and like sit down and have brekkie on my own and just love doing that. If you got to that stage of your depressive state yet, the football, or are you more of a social butterfly than I am?
Yeah, I'm not really a going out to eat on my own sort of guy.
Yeah,
the most
you've
that
got
gets
standards.
is a drive-through, but
That's even worse.
but that's not on a Wednesday morning. That's
Right.
at very dark times. But
What about your podcasting history, Batman? So that means what are you listening to? Do you listen to podcasts? Have you been on any before? Been lucky enough to share a mic with people? Talk to me about your podcasting history.
yeah, well, probably similar to most people around my age. Probably got started with the Dylan Friends. Dylan Buckley loves the podcast and loves telling a story. And
Do you listen to that?
I do. Dill's a good man.
Yeah, real good podcast to listen to, and it got me and a couple mates inspired. We started our own podcast actually in maybe
Sheesh.
year 9. Horse and Stallion it was called, with my mate Jack in yellow.
Which one were you? The horse or the stallion?
He's Italian, so he's the Italian stallion.
And what was this podcast like? How many listeners?
The look on your face is of disgust because you're thinking this guy's direct competition to us.
It's got to be tripe, isn't it? How did it go?
Yeah, well, it was pretty much just a complete rip-off of List Cloggers, which is like a Dylan Friends with Daniel Gorringe sort of thing. So a couple of footy nuffies that weren't actually all that great at it. So it was good to, just chat some rubbish on the pod with a mate. And yeah, got about 2 episodes in and called it a day.
So is this on the Spotify listener app? Like, is this on podcast on Apple? Like, where can we find this?
You're not going to subject yourself to it.
I'm
eh?
not-
I just want to hear him like bag out guys who are like 200 game AFL players, like calling them bums or something like that. Like,
I'm not going to plug it, but it is still on Spotify.
oh my god.
No,
Yeah.
not on this show. You won't.
Yeah.
What about your footy interests, Batman? Because we heard last week through a little trivia quiz that Elijah Hewitt didn't watch footy till he was 17. A lot of players just don't really want to be engrossing it in their spare time. They'd rather be like, hey, I've got enough of that. That's not my leisure. What about you? Do you eat it up? Do you care about other AFL teams, how they're going?
I was sort of the opposite to Elijah, where his footy interests has sort of peaked as he's gone along with his career somewhat. But no, I was a footy nut when I was young, like footy cards, everything. Knew all 46 or 45, 44, whatever it is, players on the Adelaide Crows until about, maybe 2017. And then as I sort
When
of...
they lost the grand final.
Yeah, pretty much lined up exactly with that. And then, my footballing journey went on. I probably watched a bit less and started to be a bit more self-absorbed, which we all are. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, we'll ask you a few questions along the way, and we got some fans right in again. So thanks to the fans that are keeping up to date with our question time and giving this podcast a little bit of content. It's just so greatly needed.
Thank you, guys.
Oscar,
Yeah.
let's have real talk for a minute.
Right, something that rarely happens on this podcast.
This is just so brutal, man. Like, this is happening again. It's the amount of times I said last year, this will never happen again. And that probably mainly lent itself to borrowing players out of the waffle and putting them on as a sup list and then playing them. That hasn't happened.
No.
Barring that, and you just absolutely tearing up a storm and playing, not much feels like it's changed. And we're reliving the same nightmare. Like back in 2010, I researched this, they lost 13 of their last 14 games for the spoon. Mm-hmm. And the one game they didn't lose when Lecker kicked 12 at Etihad.
Right.
And said, you know what? How about we win a game?
Yeah.
And I'll help you. Did that. And it's got a similar feel, but not to that 2010 vibe.
Yeah, so it's different.
Sorry, no, I'll interrupt you. The difference between that 2010 season and this is like, we were going to games more of a chance to pluck a victory out
than
what maybe the odds bookmakers, than what the odds bookmakers are telling us this, week to week here at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like one functional difference is that this is a lot to do with injuries and people that aren't playing. So 2010, I would have been 10 years old. Like I was an Eagles fan, but I wasn't really in tune with the intricacies of football. So potentially we just didn't have the cattle at that time. I know the 2011 draft, and I'm getting McGovern, Lysette, Gaff, Darling, like a really good draft crop. But for me, compared to last year, it's different because I'm out there and playing. So you're kind of in amongst it. Like that's a major difference for me. When you're just watching it, you're a part of it, but you're also somewhat distant to it. So it is frustrating. I don't really else know what to say about it, to be honest.
No, you don't.
It is rare. It's a crazy areas, and we're just trying to, as a group, collectively figure out a way to stop the rot. Like we do go through good patches. So third quarter again, for 30 minutes we play like a really good standard of footy, and for the other 90 it's not up to scratch. So how do we rectify that and stop momentum? It's probably something we've been focusing on as a playing group, and I'd actually be interested in Harry's opinion, because coming from junior footy, like when you lose, and I was a part of a Colt side that sucked. We won like 3 games in 2 years, but it's never to this extent. Like you lose and it's like, oh, well, who cares? Whereas you lose and you come in on Monday and you just talk about that and you just live it, because it's no longer your hobby, it's your everything. Like how have you found it? Because obviously you're a young player. You play as a ruckman, which is traditionally a role which takes a long time to develop physically, is completely different to any other role in the footy side, because you're going head-to-head against one person who's generally a giant at AFL level, like they're a grown man.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun role to start your career at, hey?
Yeah, so how have you found observing? Because to a certain extent, like you haven't played, you're doing all you can in the waffle, you're playing in a side that's probably going through a similar thing to the AFL side.
You're meeting new punters week in, week out.
Yeah, you're giving a lot of mates in the warm-up, like you're not really overly...
Yeah.
How have you found it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I probably can't compare it too much to last year's and year gone by, because up until 6-7 months ago, I had absolutely nothing to do with West Coast, could maybe name 6-7 players.
Who were that?
We'll get back to that. We'll
get back.
But yeah, no, it's been really interesting to watch, sort of, obviously from the internal, but as you said, playing in the waffle, it is a bit sort of external as well. With obviously me, Tyrell Dewar, and Jordan Baker are the only 3 to, keep their play waffle like the whole time sort of thing, and watch externally without like missing games due to injury or anything, like a Kobe Burgil or something who's also in a similar boat.
There was an interesting comment from the chairman, and we rarely read comments out, Oz, but this is from Paul Fitzpatrick, the Eagles chairman. So was quizzed about the injury crisis, I guess you can call it, at the club over the last year or two.
Yeah.
He says, what we're doing is talking to outside people about sorts of injuries, particularly the soft tissue injuries that we've had this year. We're talking to several external people this year, starting to get the cluster of hamstring injuries. We talked to a number of people who are knowledgeable on hammies and how to prevent them, looked at our training methods to see whether there's anything that we're doing that has resulted in the cluster of hammies. There will be theories. I don't think there's any precise answer. I don't think we'd ever be able to go back to our members and say, well, here's the answer. This is it. It just doesn't work that way. I have a theory.
Yep.
You get the Batman, you get him to a lab, you take some blood, you spin it round, you go to the test tubes, and you find out what's in the great man, because he is one of the only soldiers to still be standing and just playing week in, week out. So is he the cure?
Yeah.
Is he the theory?
Look,
I missed a fair chunk of pre-season.
Don't add that.
Yeah, look, I have no clue, and I'm sure there's people a lot smarter than me that will say there's a backlog. So my personal theory is there's a backlog because of potentially COVID, like how long do people wait after COVID to come back and train or play? But then I reflect and go, well, other clubs probably aren't in the same position to us with that. I also think about maybe, I don't know, list like the age of people, like potential
Suffering
injuries
from
in the
success,
past.
in a way.
Yeah, mate, I actually have no clue, and I'll leave it up to people smarter than us to figure out. But that's probably why I've been getting questions all the time from random punters about like reviews and stuff, because I didn't know those comments were out there.
Sure. Here's an interesting one from Fox Sports. At this point, the Eagles' injuries have created a death loop of the problems because their injuries mean they've got limited list. They have guys who aren't quite 100%, or squeeze more game time out of them when they instead need to be managed. That in turn means they are underdone players and more likely to get injured, re-injured, which limits their options. Hence, the death loop. But I'm all for figuring out what's in Batman's blood. How have you been going in terms of playing in a waffle team that's at times competitive, but largely getting thumped? Have you ever been in teams of this sort of lopsided results in your entire history of playing?
Oh, I've only really played in one actually successful team, really.
Cool.
Most of my junior football has been in pretty average teams. I mean,
You're right, you're right. I'll do it.
Club footy was pretty good, but school footy and with no disrespect to my like state league footy last year with West Adelaide, our league side wasn't really competing over my years that I was there. And but my school footy out at Mercedes College, we were not that great, but we loved every second of it because it obviously wasn't the high stakes of AFL footy or waffle footy in a way. So no, it's really new to me having this like severity of what a loss means and how the club like is able to handle that, but also try and stay positive throughout it. So yeah, that's at least my take on it.
You touched on it just there. You played a bit of senior footy last year for the West. Talk to me about your draft year. So Adelaide, similar to WA, has a Colts program. So we don't have the top end of TAC Cup footy that they do in Victoria with a lot of talent.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys got and play senior footy. How did you find that last year? Did you play there all year, or was it you got through half the season, they said you're too good for this level, go play league? Like, what was that like for you?
Well, I had the pleasure of going through my draft year with two of my best mates who are also draft prospects. So they were both playing a bit of senior footy throughout that year. Kobe Ryan and Harry Lemmy, who's now at Carlton. Unfortunately, Kobe didn't hear his name called, but I'm sure he's still hacking away. It was good opportunity really to go up and play some senior footy. It wasn't like a whole year thing. I only played 2 or 3 games.
Did you come up against some absolute monsters?
Keegan Brooksby.
Big Brookers.
Yeah. Big.
Inaugural West Coast Eagles waffle BNF winner.
Good man.
Great fella, Brookers.
Yeah. He was also a Mercedes College boy, so we've only produced 4 or 5 AFL players ever, 2 of which have played for Port and 2 of which have played for West Coast. So
Gotcha.
Bit of a crazy little conundrum there.
I reckon the old man played for West Adelaide too.
Brookers?
No, my dad.
Your dad?
Your dad.
Yeah.
Are you from SA?
Nah, he went over there in the midst of either he started playing there, then came to the Royals, or went to the Royals then went there.
So your dad was proper good footballer.
He played 90 odd for East Perth. Had no idea you were the Bloods either.
Oh,
Great name.
yeah.
The Bloods.
The Bloods.
Yeah, epic.
So there was a bit of talent drafted from SA as well, a name that commonly is going around because he seems like quite an extroverted fella, Mateus Philippou.
Yeah.
How'd you get along with him?
He seems quite extroverted in his self-belief.
Yeah.
And obviously
Good player as well.
Yeah, great player. His self-belief is very warranted. But no, he was quite, I don't mean to he was quite kept to himself a bit, but not in like a cocky or arrogant or any of that sort of way. A great guy when you stop and talk to him, but just sort of was very. He's got a massive basketball background, so he probably took inspiration from The Last Dance or Kobe Bryant or any of that sort of stuff, where it's just like rock up, do your business, talk about it after, talk about yourself, but it's sort of that larger than life sort of. What's that word? Mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
What are your recollections of draft day? Because I remember being there and you were the highest touted ruckman to go, right? So no ruckman went on the first day.
No.
And you were obviously knowing you were going to go somewhere, I'd imagine. You knew you were going to get drafted without being big-headed about it.
No.
So, and GWS had the first pick. Had you talked to the Giants? Did you think the Eagles, what were you hoping? What were the emotions like for that second day?
Yeah.
Especially waiting an entire night.
Oh, it was, it was just hectic the whole time, really. I had no idea where I was going, had no word from anyone. Over the first and second night, like the first night I didn't want to invite all my mates around to my house, but they watched at the pub around the corner because the manager was telling me there were deals being made and stuff to I knew that like there was like a bunch of like set plans, like if so-and-so takes someone else before this pick, like that's you. And like the highest that was like 12 or 13. So I was like on edge the whole time, really. And then
How fascinating the managers know the permutations of if clubs drop and others pick up. I wouldn't think they'd have that access of knowledge.
Yeah, well, I think when the main managers have like a lot of different players, like they could think about and maybe not only manage Harry, but they might manage like Mateus, per se. Not saying they do. And then they go, oh, they know what's going to happen with him, so that could lead to a ripple effect. But even now, like trading of picks wasn't a big thing when I was getting drafted, so it's far different to what it was like for me.
yeah, and shout out to Tom McConville at Max Sports. He's a great man.
Love it.
Yeah.
So what were you thinking overnight then?
Overnight, I knew that obviously GWS had the first pick. I'd been in lots of talks with GWS throughout the whole year. And then I knew West Coast had the second pick of the second night. And then after that, I think it was Essendon or something like that came after. And yeah, I just had no real clue where I was going.
Were you barracking for something?
Not overly, no. I was pretty happy to get out of Adelaide. I was obviously Adelaide to Perth's a big move, so
You've conquered the TikTok world in Adelaide. You wanted to move on to another state?
Yeah.
nah. So bit of that, bit of TikTok fame, bit of big-headed arrogance. But
it.
no, all year you sort of have to imagine moving, and then West Coast call your name and you're like, whoa, that's a long way away, but that's what I've signed up for. Let's do it. And then I jumped at it, and I've been loving every second.
Excellent.
Well, who called you, mate? You get drafted, what happens afterwards? Because I know what happens afterwards.
Yeah, got a few phone calls.
Yeah, who from?
Hi, it's Oscar Allen. Yeah. so who's this?
It was not one of the six.
Yeah. So let's touch on this, right? Who are the 6 players you reckon you knew?
All honesty, I did know you because you got nominated for like Mark of the Week or Mark of the Year 1 year or something, and I thought, who's this?
That's a rogue way to know.
Who's this rooster? Because I think it was on.
Is that the Collingwood mark? Like what
Was
mark?
it on Port or something?
Mate, you haven't taken that many monster dangles in 2 years ago.
Excuse you?
2 years ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago?
2019, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
You reckon you're taking a few dangles, have you?
I've taken some good marks, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it must have been a quiet week to get Mark of the Week.
Yeah.
But, I knew Oscar Allen. Your name gets talked about a fair bit.
How late did you leave it to call him?
Nah, so we had...
Pretty quickly.
We had a thing. I'm not sure how much of this will be allowed to get out from footy comps, but we had...
No, if you know that you're the group leaders, right?
Yeah, so I think there were some different players. So I think
We know that.
Duggo was one.
You're good there.
Tom Brass was one. Myself was one. So...
Well, that's what Tommy Barris and Rhett Bazzo
went
were
to
doing
Elijah's
at
house.
Hewitt's house.
So there was a call, like if there's a late pick, I'll go to someone's house for the end of round 1. And I was sitting there waiting for Drew Petrie to call me, who works with player development, because he was at the draft or something, like he was closely associated with it. And we didn't end up, I think it was if we traded back in or something. And then it was the next day, day 2, if we take a WA boy, you're going to go to his house and look after him and drive straight there. And happened to pick up Harry, and then like 30 seconds later, Drew's like, Simo's on the phone with him.
Yeah.
Give him like 2 minutes and then call. So I was just like waiting. I was like, all right, that's 2 minutes. Gave him a buzz and then picked you up from the airport with big Jackie Williams.
Yeah.
Another big boy who does a bit of ruck work and plays up forward.
I was about 3 hours late.
You were late. I was waiting for
Sitting in the
ages.
airport for that long.
I had to do 5 laps because they kept on coming and kicking me out of short term because I'm not paying for a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was mental.
The club would have paid you back for that.
And then the worst thing was I was in, which I love. We love the sponsors. We love Audi. Thanks.
Sure.
I've got a great Audi. I have my golf clubs in the back. So we couldn't fit his bags in the car. So like,
you weren't golfing that day, clearly.
Nah, so Jackie Williams had like sit in the back with like a bag across his lap.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a show, really.
No, I remember you calling me and I was just pacing, like because obviously your whole childhood you're like looking forward to getting drafted, and I'm getting calls from Simo, I'm getting calls from Aussie, and I'm just pacing up and down the one room.
I love pacing when I'm in a phone call. It's important. Hey, you can't
It's
sit
unreal.
still.
Well, your Fox interview was pretty classic. That was one of the better ones of the draftees because you get a lot of shy kids that haven't done too many interviews live, and yours is a highlight. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, I can mould this bloke to do some Eagles media stuff. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so yeah, obviously my name gets called. They've told me before, like, you set up your Zoom camera here, like hop on for an interview after your name gets called. I didn't have Foxtel, so I had KO running.
Oh, which is delayed.
On my PlayStation, which is delayed. So it was delayed. They were hoping for some unreal footage. They were getting nothing because my name hadn't been called yet. Yeah, my name gets called. Everyone goes bonkers. My PlayStation remote falls off the couch, turns off the TV,
Oh my God.
closes KO, and I'm like panicking. Next to my PlayStation remote, a glass of water.
Falls over.
That gets filled over. I'm wearing jeans. I've got water all down my jeans. I don't know what the TV can see because my Foxtel's off or my KO's off, my screen's off. I don't know if it looks like I've just wet myself.
Yeah, so it's a show all around.
It was so stressful. I'm running up to the laptop thinking, okay, how do I get this back on? Like, am I being interviewed? I see the lady there. The dude asks, like, moving to Perth isn't that much of a move. I'm like, it is.
You're wrong.
I didn't say that, but I'm thinking it is. I'm also looking at myself thinking I'm a rooster. Like, I was panicking. I was in an absolute all sorts. My phone's ringing like crazy behind me.
Simo's calling. He's just
Simo's
screaming
already
in.
calling me. I'm on TV. My hair's all messy. I've looked like I've wet myself. I didn't know what's going on. They're asking about like my phone ringing, and I'm like, yeah. Nah, mate asked me to say like have a crack or something in the interview, just to like slip in a word. I'm saying my phone's having a crack. They're all losing it behind me.
Why are you?
I'm stressing. I don't know what's going on. And then they ask, like, I don't remember what they asked, but the only word I could think of, because I was speaking to my girlfriend earlier that day and she had just started describing things as silly, and it was just in my head.
Yeah, you kept on saying this is silly.
And yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's mental. This is silly. And the lady has a go at me for it. She's like, it's not silly, mate. You've just realised your dream. And I'm like, if you can't tell, I've lost sleep over this moment. Like, I know this moment, like, word for word. I know what's happened.
Yeah. Sounds awesome. I love it. You know what Batman did say to me when I pulled him in for this podcast? He said, you just make sure that Aussie gets that midweek dinner all sorted for me as payment then. Mate.
Yeah, so this is another thing. So I had you and Jackie Will over. I reckon you've had you over twice. Yeah. And in season...
This week?
No, this year.
Just checking.
It becomes more of a... Not a hassle, but it becomes harder logistically because, like, say this week, we've got main training on Thursday and fly out Friday, but you're playing Saturday.
Yep.
So, like, your main training...
No game Saturday, so you're training Saturday.
Yeah, but say per se, if you was playing Waffle,
right.
Like they did have a game, like it is becoming difficult in season, and something we dealt with in the past is like there's a split between the Waffle and AFL side.
Yeah.
That was more so when the AFL side was playing like Friday night prime time every week.
And there was more than 3 people playing Waffle.
Yeah, and there's like 20 people playing Waffle, so
those were the days.
That's not quite what it is now. But yeah, I will get you over. I've told you for the last month, I reckon fish tacos are on the way.
Yeah, no dramas.
Lorna's fish tacos are
the
on the way.
longest taking fish tacos I've ever
Mate,
heard
they take
of,
a long time to defrost.
But this is a long time coming of you clearing your name with not just mooching off of a lot of teammates for dinners, and you wanted this opportunity.
You come on a lot of the time about scamming free food.
I don't think it's mooching. I think it's creating long-lasting relationships that will lead me well in my football career.
Well said.
Because, I'm a first year. For a little while there, I was pretty quiet, was trying to just find my feet in the footy club. Older players
That was
aren't...
being quiet?
Older players aren't going to just, say, do you want to come round for dinner tonight, So I thought, you know what, let's put this let's put this into my own hands.
I'll break the ice.
Yeah, I'll break the ice. I'll say, I go up into the Hollywood corner of the locker rooms where Oscar's sitting. Hey, mate, what's for dinner tonight? And at that point, he can't say no. At that point, it's, we're having, So it's just the greatest little mindset there.
Shoehorning his way into a dinner
Times have changed, right? Mark Lacroix, I never went to his house for dinner.
Nah, but did you assert yourself, and would he have accepted?
Did you take initiative?
Mate, I reckon if I went over there and asked him, he would have told me to walk east.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely.
Well, I've picked the two nicest blokes at the club.
Yeah, you've done
Luke
well.
Edwards and Oscar Allen. They're not
two
going to tell
most
me
passive blokes who...
they're not going to tell me to get stuffed.
Saw a tweet from Ryan Daniels when I was heading into the game saying there was some traffic delays in the tunnel and some players were late to the game.
How does footy run? He's got bloody cameras inside our locker room. He must.
Well, he'd be connected to the 7 chopper and the traffic reports. Like, he's, they feed him that info.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, there were some players, but it wasn't too bad. Like, we've had some worse than that in the past. I remember some stories of guys like getting out of the driver's seat and being like to their partner, "You drive," and they're just like, they've come out the other side of the tunnel and done like a 1K and just ran across.
Missing meetings?
Like that Amy ad with Marcus Bontempelli.
Yeah, like that genuine ad. So one of my roommates, Smudge, his first game for Collingwood, Anzac Day, made his debut, 95,000.
Really?
Running late, gets out, runs across, has 13 touches in the first quarter, finishes with 15. So he gassed himself pre-game. But it's a common thing that I think it happens more often than people like to admit, but it wasn't an issue for the weekend. No one missed any meetings or anything like that.
Just checking. All right, just checking. What about Duggo capped on the weekend? Handled himself very well on field, as you knew he would. Wore it with a badge of honour. What was he like with the pre-game, getting around players and the speeches, which is a big part of it?
Yeah, he was good. Duggo's quite level-headed, so he doesn't really get caught up in the moment. So TV is funny. Like, I remember he said something like he was getting going. He said the word coots, which means like, it's really sick. It's like, this is coots. And like, we just like lost it laughing. Duggo was more so just like leveled. He's like, boys, it's an honour. Let's go out there. Like, you're just like saying the right stuff.
He had the biggest smile on his face when he came back to the huddle, and I don't know if that was...
He won the toss, and we were all going, yeah! Yeah, it was good.
Okay, sweet.
Best thing now is people come up to me pre-game and go, what way do you want to kick? And like, if I was kicking it well one way pre-game and say the wind's going that direction, so you wouldn't normally, I go, we'll go that way. So I have last say of which way we want to kick now. So
how's the power getting
I'm
flung
loving
around?
it. Yeah, it's good.
That's
You're
pretty
a mad
massive.
dog.
Mad dog. Mad dog, you mad dog.
Do we want to talk about the game, Oz?
Let's talk about it quickly.
All right. Matty Rail's pretty good.
Yeah, good player.
Can play.
Yeah. Did you hear Pap's first call of the game? Let me play it for you now.
Straight away, it is Matt Rao, the grass-fed Angus beef midfield bull straight out of the middle.
Yeah, okay. I don't really like them playing it up. Like,
Don't you? You want it unspoken about?
well, it's his own pre-game routine. And I actually heard rumours, and there is no like inside info, but I heard rumours that Gold Coast were like pissed off that this stuff came out because it's something he's done for years, and they were like, just leave him be. And I feel like that's the kind of person he is.
Oh, you can't leave something
Yeah,
like this.
but they're
be.
doing it. They're making it so like for every game for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
Pre-games, he'll be like, "Here's Matt Rowell eating grass."
They'll eventually grow tired of it, but I think...
Do you reckon? I don't reckon they will.
We jinx. But nah, dead set. I reckon.
What's more interesting is someone warming up like, "Oh, here's Luke Shuey doing set shots and kicking to his teammates," or "Here's
you mean
Matt Rowell eating grass."
Yeah. What about LeBron James with the chalk? They don't get sick of
they're
that.
never sick of the chalk.
And Matt Rao is like, can play.
Do you reckon they'll just people will like get to the game early and be like, "Ooh," as he runs out, like actually starts eating the grass?
What about if just one blade doesn't go down too well and some of it comes back up on field? Then it'll just be,
Funny.
yeah, more funny.
Look, I don't know. It's working. He's a bloody good player. Like, he's a genuine gun. I saw this the other day. It was like, it is a recruiter's dream to have pick 1 and 2, their best friends, Anderson and Rao. They played school footy together, played TAC Cup footy together, would love to move interstate, both get interstate, and both become genuine superstars.
Yep.
Like, couldn't ask for anything more.
Their midfield was scary on the weekend, and they're missing their best midfielder to go along with it, which is crazy stuff. Yeah, Tuk. And then, mate, when it was 12-0 on the clearances, so you know who I blame for this?
Be careful.
My son.
Oh.
7-year-old Geordie Bandy.
Did you take him to the game
Took
again?
him to the game.
He's bad luck charm, that kid.
Not only that, but after you goaled at the start of the second quarter, he's turned to me in the crowd. I'm there with 2 other guests, and he said, "Dad, I want to swap seats with you."
Oh, no.
I said, mate, I don't think that's a good idea. Dad, I want to swap. I was like, oh, man, if this goes pear-shaped, how's 8-0 go for the goals?
Yeah.
I genuinely thought I could leave him here and that'd teach him a lesson, and I'll go home.
What happened? What did he do in the third? Was he like?
He was on the train home. He said,
you
Dad, I
guys
want to
left
go.
after?
No, we left at the end of the third. I saw Jack get his arm broken. I said, I'm too depressed. I need to go home.
Are you superstitious or just a little stitious?
Just a little stitious.
Yeah, cool.
You got any routines that we should know about?
Nah, not really. I used to think I was that guy. But
What?
yeah,
Can you elaborate on that?
I
Kyle?
used to think I was the superstitious guy. You know, one sock over the shoe sort of thing.
Over the shoe.
You know,
Do you
those-
understand how shoes get put on?
You mean like over the tongue? Like
No, but like, you know how people have like left foot, right foot,
Yeah, I
like
know what
one
you're
sock
saying.
first,
Yeah.
shoe.
I've heard it all.
I've missed
heard it
that. But
I've never heard that.
I used to
I've
be
heard
that
it all.
guy. My
I've-
only, I probably, can't say that one. Got a couple, but yeah, no. As long as what I do though, my pre-game routine, I need to get someone with you got something on your chest, and if they look down, I'll flick them in the nose, or I need to tap someone on the shoulder and make them look the wrong way before a game, and then I'm on, and then I play, and that's
it's a new one.
No, this can't be true.
no dead set, genuinely.
Mate, if you
Imagine if he plays 200 games and you're like, oh, mate, if he taps me on the chest one more time.
If they fall for it, for either one of them, I know that I'm on.
But this is what I mean. If this is a continual thing, people will not fall for it.
Yeah,
you
but
need to have
people have,
someone
and
that
people
you
do.
You need to have someone who's like the guinea pig.
What
It's
helps
like-
having 18 new teammates every week?
Yeah, look, to be honest, if you came up to me pre-game,
Exactly.
and
You
you
need-
50,000, and you did it to me, I'd be
You
close to
need
belting
you need to, you need to do it in the rooms, and B, you need to choose the right specimen. Like, you can't have like a
You're not doing it as you're waiting to run
Yeah.
that through the banner.
you're not doing it with like the fully in the zone switched on bloke that's going to punch you if you get him.
That's
You're
odd.
doing it with
Speaking of the banner, this is the other thing Fitzy said recently. Can you play this?
Oh yeah.
What do you mean play this? I haven't got the clip.
I'll tell you afterwards. Play the clip. Play the clip.
I saw that
Break.
too.
Break.
Right.
Play the clip.
How am I going to get the clip?
I'll tell you after we play the clip.
But I don't have the clip to play.
I'll tell you. Go find it. Play the clip.
Find it. Yeah, all right. I've played the clip.
He's played the clip, which
What does the clip say?
right now he doesn't know what the clip says. But Archie, this is serious inception. Fitzy has come out and said he wants to bring the banner back. What are your thoughts on bringing the banner
No, I
back?
can't comment on that.
Okay, well I'll comment because Fitzy's already commented on
Righto.
it.
I
And
love
it's
the
already
banner.
in the media. I'd like the banner back.
Okay.
Would you like the banner back?
I've never ran through the bouncy castle, but I love a banner.
We'll park the conversation there and we'll see if we get any banner-related questions in the socials next week.
No banner on Friday night because Gold Coast didn't have one either.
What?
Yeah.
Why did Gold Coast not have a banner?
I
on
don't
Friday?
know, but they had about like all 80 of the Gold Coast fans that live in Perth on the field.
I think they were just not even live in Perth, just full stop.
Flew with the team. But yeah, they didn't have a banner either. So I want to know the stat there for games without a single banner.
Yeah, I'll find that one out. I'll find the Fitzy quote one. Yeah, good on you. All right, let me discuss. What about this one? How
Okay.
long did TB spend on the bench on Friday night?
I'm going to guess 0 minutes.
What do you want to guess?
0 seconds too.
Well, yeah, I'm assuming that would be the answer.
Nah, it's not. He was on the bench for some time. He was on the bench for 1 minute and 24 seconds, and it was at the end of the game.
I know exactly how this
That
happens.
seems like a long time compared to our answers.
Deal.
So he would have had a matchup on King or something, I assume, and it would just be you play out for as long as you need to, and when there's an opportunity to come off, where King's probably come off, like Harry Edwards or someone's ran off, he's like, oh, well, I guess I'm staying out here. And then at the very end of the game, the runners come out and said, mate, enough's enough, come off.
But King would have gone off earlier in the game.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. As he's like attempting to run off like after a goal, one of his teammates has beaten him to it. And he's like sprint off. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to stay on the ground.
That's how it works.
Occasionally, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
there is a science behind it. Like we do have rotations, but sometimes it's as simple as I'm more tired than you, so I'm going to beat you to the bench.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's great insight. Greg Clark's making history for all the wrong reasons.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, also did see this.
Okay. You got a Little West subscription, have you?
No, it's
I
just.
think I saw it on
seen
Useless AFL Stats.
Yeah, I saw it on Sir Swamp.
Maybe not useless, but I saw one about you on Useless AFL Stats.
What was mine?
Something about consecutive behinds in a game.
I think
what's that
I've lost
one?
that now.
You've lost that now, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
It was the Lewis Jetta Award or something after like round.
He had like 14, 15. though.
21.
But how am I going? Shortchanged him.
Yeah, no, I think mine was like consecutive games with behinds, and I was like 7 or 8
Yeah.
until 4 weeks ago or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Lewis Jettas was before he kicked his first
Yeah,
goal.
yeah,
though.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is just like
I think
in
that was
general.
just the namesake.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you. So Greg Clark making history. So he's now up to 15 games without a victory. Josh Caddy went 16, and Adam Tomlinson 21 of the best.
This is only AFL/VFL. The record's 67.
Yeah.
Because there was a
Down in
VFL.
6th grade at the beach?
Well, there was a VFL player in the 30s or something.
Surely you'd give it up well before this. You got to the 60s.
Would have thought so, but
They
no.
did it for the love of the game back then anyway, so.
Sounds it. Extreme love. Okay.
How's Jakey getting kicked in the face by the ball? That was so funny.
I was
Can you play that clip?
yeah.
We're doing a video version of this, so we'll play it right now.
I was getting yochi last night with Luke Edwards and
What is Yochi?
Getting what?
frozen yogurt with Luke.
Why have you called it Yochi?
Because that's what it's called. Yochi.
Alright, go on.
With
Isn't
Luke.
it Froget?
Nah, Yochi's like a new,
Froyo.
like, trendy
It's not
one.
Froyo.
Frozen
You two
yogurt.
are off your heads right now.
Frozen
No,
yogurt. Froget.
Yochi's like a cool young person thing that you probably don't know about anymore, Oscar. But yeah, I was getting some dessert out of that with
atmosphere
Luke
in the
and his lovely partner Maddie.
You went third wheeling again, were you, mate?
Of course I was. And they had Maddie was scrolling through TikTok and the clip of Luke kicking the football into Jake's head came up, and Maddie went and put it on her Instagram story. And yeah, there was a bit of Luke was very
Unhappy.
very unhappy with that instance.
What's the talk between Luke and Jake post-game for that one?
Oh, I reckon it would have been pretty funny. Like, Jake takes things in his stride pretty well. Like, he'd be saying a lot of passive-aggressive comments towards him, but it all being good, light-hearted humour.
Okay.
There's been a weird atmosphere in the studio today. I'm not sure if any listeners...
Batman's added to it.
It's probably all been cut out, but Thumper's got a lot of work to do this week.
He does. We want to touch on Jack Darling playing with a broken arm for a quarter and a bit.
Super brave.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't knock him. Like, he's not in terrific form, and he's probably not having the year he would have liked to have had, but him doing things like that really endears himself to the playing group. He's a great player. He's probably the best player in the comp in 2018 for 6 weeks before he broke his leg
Right.
or
All
ankle.
Australian 2019.
Yep. Like, he is obviously an outstanding player on field. He's in a tough rut of form, but doing things like that shows how much you care about the footy club.
I know this might not be news to you, but I'm not the most toughest footballer out there. How many attempts would it have taken me to take that contested mark in the fourth quarter if I had a fractured arm? You reckon I could have done it?
No.
I don't reckon anyone could have done it.
Yeah, I don't know how he's done that.
Yeah, that is.
You don't take many contested marks.
When I've got two arms that are working.
I would say. Oh, yeah, look, ridiculously tough. He's a tough man. Like,
Yeah.
people give him... Sometimes he gets undue criticism. He's a tough man.
Is he the toughest you've ever played with?
No, Shannon Hearn. Yeah. When I saw the 5-year-old go back and Charlie Curnow crunched him in half and he just gets up and plays on, I was watching that like, wow.
Yeah.
That's
From
the
the players'
standard.
box, it was pretty good to see as well.
Yeah.
What's the chatter been like with Luke Shuey getting pinged, picking the snout on TV? Any comments, any banter amongst the locker room with the skipper getting done by Fox Footy like that?
He's made it his Instagram profile picture.
Has he?
Yeah.
He sent it into the players' WhatsApp as well. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, you've just got to embrace those sort of things, I reckon. Like Matt Rao, obviously, that might be his routine, and he might not be too happy with that. But he hasn't really embraced that. Like a Cody Waitman, obviously, he got a bit of a similar incident earlier in the year, got caught on the TV.
Have you seen that?
Oh, like doing an interview, like touching his shorts a lot.
What one are you talking about?
I'm talking about, Cody Waitman on the field.
Yeah, piece came out.
Yeah.
Oh, right, did it?
He owned it as well.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's probably what Boots was attempting to, just owning it. You've got to do it.
Silver lining, football, let's get back to it.
Do we have to?
A lot of players coming back this week.
Yeah, it is.
So
It's good.
And a lot of young players. So Longy's back. Bazzo, I think, has a fitness test to be back. Hewitt's probably back for minutes. Jack Williams, who was killing it this preseason, like playing some great footy in our match sims and intra-clubs. I was worried I'd get a game because he was destroying when he was playing.
Really?
He hurt his spleen in like a innocuous incident, and he's available to play for the first time in a long time.
Well, this is the worst news, really, in timing for it all. It's the state bye. So,
Well, yeah, but they get another week to train. So there's some really good competition for spots, which is positive. Jermaine Jones, I think, is going to potentially get up. I think he's got a fitness test. And Harry Edwards back into the team last week.
did see a funny meme, though, is that, have to share it, it was West Coast fans preparing to watch the rest of the season. And then it was a shot from Sandra Bullock blindfolded in the bird box with the kids all blindfolded in the boat. There was some humour in that. I was, just thought I'd share that.
I don't really enjoy the joke.
Okay,
Yeah.
just checking. Yeah,
Sorry,
okay.
mate.
I thought you were saying Sandra Bullock, The Blind Side. Great flick.
What has that got to do?
Well,
It is a good flick.
Yeah, great flick.
Give us some votes. Give us some 3, 2, 1 votes, Harry.
yeah. So I've gone.
Start with the 3 and work your way down.
To give you best
Start
on
with
first.
best on.
Yeah.
But that's not how the Brownlow does it.
Do your first vote first then.
Okay. Alan, 1 vote.
Generous.
All right, talk us through how you came to that decision.
Just does his thing. Just can play up forward. Rooster. Kicks goals. Yeah, that's all I really have for you.
Cool. Good in-depth analysis from you.
Who'd you give your 1 vote to, mate?
Now I'll do my 3, 2, 1 at the end of Old Mates.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oscar, be quiet.
No, you're good to prompt me. I'm just telling you how it goes for this one. So 2.
Ginby, 2 votes.
Love it. It's Jinby too. So
Have you learned his name yet, have you?
Well, I usually just call him Rubes.
It's true.
Yeah, tackle machine, and he hasn't heard the end of it. We went out for a lovely dinner Saturday night, and he was, came up to non-stop being called a tackle monster. And yeah, you should see him. He's a good tickle monster too. So
You posted an interesting photo on your Instagram, moving past that line, of him posing and taking a selfie of himself.
oh, he is so bad with the selfies.
Where's that going to?
Just
Suitors?
Just Snapchat, yeah. Just,
Just shirtless. Have you seen these the
friends.
shirtless?
look, I try to
Friends,
avoid as
men
much
and
of this
women.
as I can.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a good move from
These
you.
young boys are crazy areas.
3 votes. Is it-
L. Duggan.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Where we've emulated our same vote. So Liam Duggan led from the front. Great votes from you.
Yep.
You're on point. Do you watch the game in the players' box? Is that where you were?
I watched the first half, watched the second half on KO because I played the next day.
Yep.
So went and bought a pasta, chilled out, watched the game.
What's the vibe like in a sitting room with all non-playing players during a second quarter like that? Is it like everyone's just not saying a word? Are there criticisms going on? Is there light jokes to break this mood? What's it like?
Yeah, light tension, but
Attention.
but yeah, no, it's an interesting one, the players' box. Right now, obviously, it's mostly injuries. So yeah, it was pretty good energies when it was just the twos boys, and then that Freo game was like nothing I've ever been in before. That players' box, it was like watching Hacksaw Ridge in live.
Great
you
movie.
know?
Good reference.
Great movie.
Like the doctors just keep on going out and collecting people, coming back, just then go straight back out, stretches some bloke off.
I've got a question.
Is it about Hacksaw Ridge?
No, there's always a favourite in the coach's box, the player's box. There's a favourite in the player's box of a player out there that the boys just jump on the back of them like, let's go. Like they love everything they do. Who's the current clubhouse leader as favourite player out on the ground by players in the coach's box?
Oh, well, Longers was doing bits when he was playing.
Yeah, boys loved him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But at the moment, geez, I don't know. Oh, sorry, phone's calling. Yeah, nah. Mate, I don't have one for you.
Would it be Ruben?
Yeah, probably Ruben. TK is obviously doing bits at the moment. Duggo was the captain, was really amazing to watch.
Doing
so
some good stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Doing bits, interesting term.
Can I alert you to the incident with Collingwood's Nathan Murphy
I saw this live.
getting fined for dacking?
Yeah, I saw this live. What did you think about it, Harry?
Oh, well, I don't know. If that, I see that as like, I know I've met Aaron Cadman, and I don't know, I see a bit of myself there. If I was in that situation, it would just, I think the fine is very deserving.
100%. I thought it was absolute trash that he got a free kick. Like, Cadman didn't even hit him high. He just, pushed him in the chest. Murphy falls over, and all of a sudden he's pulled down someone else's pants. And then, I was like, how did that happen?
Like it was a back angle.
Yeah, imagine if it was a front angle. That's like, you could sue that bloke for defamation if you pulled your pants down properly. Like, he would get weeks and weeks suspended. Thoughts?
They spoke about this on Access All Areas, saying, what other workplace can you just go and pull someone's pants down out of frustration?
And
and whatnot?
18-year-old kids.
Yeah, and it was fair points that they have. What did take my interest is the poor wording that Nat Edwards had to wrap up her little spiel of it. Let's have a listen.
Now, there were a few, shall we say, cheeky moments in round 9, none more so than this, when Nathan Murphy decided to dack Aaron Cadman, of course, last year's #1 draft pick. And, well, Cadman didn't appreciate it, Damo, and had a crack back.
Had a crack back. probably bad terminology to use in an instance like that.
Someone said he had a back crack.
I think that
thanks.
punchline didn't need to be
Thanks. Here all day.
restated. I think it was a given there.
Didn't mind at all. All right, talk to me about this is your time to shine. Talk to me about your TikTok dominance, the amount of followers you have, where it's come from. It was one of the first things spoken about on draft night. It was like, are you aware that this bloke's like he's got a TikTok following? And I'm like, mate, I feel so old. Oh my God, yeah. Talk me through it.
So late 2018, I was just wrapping up year 9, which I bet makes Oscar feel old. No, so it was end of year 9. I was in a media class. Me and my mates just joking around, doing film as a lesson, and someone whips out a phone, and there was a TikTok sound at that time where you just go around and film your mates and they wink at the camera to Boys by Charlie XCX.
This is where content's come to.
We all just look at the camera, have a wink, and then
you became famous for doing this.
I discovered my passion for filmmaking, so that got a bit of traction. One mate, the same mate that I actually held that Horse and Stallion podcast with, he's a bit of a rooster, so the video got a bit of traction like that. And then from there, that wasn't actually on my account, but it's somehow the following followed back onto my account, and I was just in the summer holidays, had no mates that year, and made just some dumb, stupid memes in my bedroom, and yeah.
Questions. Firstly, are we talking dances or just memes?
No
because there's been some funny dances, and I'll be honest, if you search the archives, there's a couple of me that popped up. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah. No dances.
Just memes.
Dances, by the way.
Dances. just memes.
Yeah, no dances.
That's an Adelaide thing.
Yeah.
That's like you guys call it Lego instead of Lego as well.
Nah, it's just Lego.
People call it Lego there.
Yeah, a couple.
You're very weird.
No dances. Mostly just like thinking I was a lot funnier than I was.
How many followers you got
also, now? I was a pretty good-looking 15-year-old kid. So that was a lot. I've had a glow down. I've had a mad glow down. Like, ask anyone. And that's probably where a lot of the traction was too. But now I've lost that whole appeal.
How many numbers are now following you on TikTok?
I think I got to about 28,000 there at some point. But now it's 22 because I tried to rebrand it as a awareness thing for a school project. I just changed it and said
Are you still posting on TikTok?
No.
Right.
I was for a bit, end of last year, early this year, just taking the piss out of some mates. But
do you want to plug any handles here? Do you want to get some new followings up, get those numbers back?
Probably not.
Not even Instagram?
Nah. If a video of Ruben comes across your For You page, then maybe, chuck that a follow. It could be me at some point.
One more question on your socials. Why do you have the name Batman in it? Because I swore it and then I started calling you Batman straight away, but I still have not got to the bottom of this. Why? Where's the Batman come from?
Everyone wants some big, long thought out backstory. Well, basically, I was seeing a movie with my parents.
Was it the Batman?
And no, it's The Legend of Zorro. And then we're walking down a back alley and we get confronted by some thieves.
Bruce Wayne flashbacks, yeah.
God, yeah.
And then, basically, push comes to shove, things don't go so well.
Well, your dad got shot.
Both did. Yeah, the pearls fell. And now I'm Batman. That's Batman's backstory, Oscar.
I know that's Batman's backstory.
I don't think you do, because you look completely confused over there.
That was not worth payoff. Okay.
Let's go some fan questions.
No. Before we get there, did you see the Little Masters goal? Did you see Gary Ablett goal in Cairns?
Yeah.
What a freak goal.
Was playing with 4 old Gold Coast Suns teammates, so Zach Smith and a couple others.
Gave him the goal, old Zachy Smith.
Yeah, that was elite. He's one of the greatest, eh?
Before we get to fan questions, I got one more thing to bring up with you, or we can save it for next week. Save it for next week?
Save it for next week.
Okay, because that's not going anywhere. Fan questions. You ready to rock and roll here? So we'll go. Matt Stevo06 wants to know, Batman, have you been mistaken for any other West Coast player so far in your short tenure at the club?
By fans. Like someone come to me, I know. Elliot Yo.
Yeah, actually, at the end of a waffle game, someone came up to me with a 2014 Vic Country Jackson Nelson card. Probably just trying to resell the number 30.
Smart.
Yeah, knows nothing about that. But then I'm like, nah, mate, that's not me. And just shrug him off. If I had my time again, I'd sign it.
Jacko's name or yours?
Mine.
Just checking.
But yeah.
We go on from Mason Crocker _ It's why do they call him the King of the Daisies? There's a smile on your face. I assume there's a story behind this.
Daisy's Cottesloe or
Daisy's Leaderville, I assume, is what they're talking about. Which one do you partake in more? Daisy's Cottesloe, terrific cafe.
Yeah.
Daisy's Leaderville, terrific nightclub.
Yeah. I would probably say that's about Daisy's Cottesloe. I love a side bowl.
Because I am the king of Daisy's Cottesloe. So.
But if we're talking Daisy's Leaderville, I'd probably say I'm more the king of the Cumberland Hotel back in Adelaide. The Cumby, quick shout out to them. Yeah, so I'll call them back.
So many calls.
Yeah.
Jufus wants to know, it's now been changed for political reasons in this show to cuddle, marry, kill. Mm-hmm. And you must name the draftees that you've joined the club with. Launch when you're ready, mate.
Cuddle, marry, kill.
Yep.
I'd probably cuddle. I reckon Geordie Baker needs a cuddle sometimes. Mm-hmm. I reckon. I'd love to just wrap him up and just tell him, I love you. He needs...
Fair size mismatch in that cuddle, though.
Yeah, but he's surprisingly big. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd probably marry Ruben. Got a bit of a man crush on him.
Yep.
I think we all do.
Yep.
And then I think Dewa, Tyrell Dewar.
You kill him?
He needs to shut up sometimes. He needs to learn that the pool and the table tennis room isn't soundproof. He is fully convinced they are, and he yells, and you can hear from across the oval.
Speaking of the great man, he has written in, he has said, why are you such a blue swimmer?
Blue swimmer is a crab, and that's one of his words at the moment is crab, and he likes calling people crabs. That's just something that it's just like one of his phases at the moment. As I say, he needs to shut up. So
I've only heard him say the word crab and freako. So if you're going well, you're a freako. If you're going poorly, you're a crab. So that's it. I've got one from Conrad here. It was actually a question for me, and he's a good friend of mine. Showed Oz go back to the Buzz Lightyear haircut. He's talking about for a number of years on New Year's Eve, we got inebriated and completely shaved my head to the skin. Probably not in season, but there's a chance in the off season it could be a refresh. So thank you for writing in. Hope you're going well.
What does Lorna think of the bald look?
She hates it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, hates it. But I think
Happy New Year's.
I thought some people liked it. Like a lot of the guys, the flick up, like you look way better with no hair. So I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. But Conrad actually lives in America, so thanks for tuning in. All right, seeing as you're a Batman enthusiast from Aiden Baritra, in your opinion, who is the best Joker throughout every Batman movie?
Oh, the best Joker. Heath Ledger set the benchmark.
Yeah, of course. You won an Oscar, no one of the others did, yeah.
Well, Joaquin Phoenix did.
Oh, but
Bang.
That's not in a Batman movie, mate.
Yeah, but it's a Joker movie.
But sorry, best Joker in every Batman movie.
Okay.
So there's a preference.
Well, yeah.
Do I win by technicality?
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. Heath Ledger won a best supporting actor.
Yeah.
Joaquin won a best
leading.
So I don't know. I think what Heath Ledger did to get into that role is pretty messed up. So I'd have to go with that. I think Jared Leto absolutely botched it.
Yeah.
That was no good.
Did you like the depiction of it in the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson?
Oh, that's
what's the character called?
Yeah.
No, I know he's not the Joker, but like that was
The Riddler.
interesting.
Oh,
the Riddler.
Oh, but the Joker was at the end of that movie.
Yeah, right.
With I forget his name. But yeah, the Riddler was just like, I don't know, I think it's an interesting take on the character, making him a Reddit incel, instead of the like charismatic, outspoken weird
The Jim
dude.
Carrey Batman Forever or that one there.
Nice.
Okay. Brody Edwards, is it true Luke spends more time talking to you than his own brother?
Probably involuntarily. I spend a lot of time talking to Luke, so Luke is obviously too nice to not respond. So sorry, Broadster. But yeah, you're in the top 3 of the Edwards, in my opinion, at the moment. Obviously, I played with Jackson last year at West Adelaide, and then this year I've grown quite a connection with Luke.
Nice. What about Julian Brunch? Oh, I don't even know how to say that name, but Julian, cheers to the question. What was it like being hypnotised, and did you match Ruben's air drum efforts?
Oh, I'm so happy I'm a nobody because my clip was so much worse. So much worse. I had pom-poms. I was cheerleading. I bent down with my butt to the crowd. I was in all sorts.
And then what happened when you were hypnotised?
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you seen the clip? You've seen your
there,
clip?
I've seen it. Yeah,
No, but your clip because
I've seen my clip. Yeah,
have you got it?
Yeah, I've got it.
Send it in.
No,
Yeah, send it
no
in.
chance.
What's the price?
Yeah, since Ruben is like big name, like prized draft pick, local boy, it was everywhere.
So it'll come out when you hit the big time. Someone will surface with
Be
it.
like, yeah, remember this? That guy was with Ruben Chinby?
The other dude.
Yeah. I've gone from Jack Willow. Is it true Man United showed interest after your impressive under-12 state soccer carnival performance? What am I reading here? You are the weirdest bloke ever in a good way. What's going on?
Obviously, I've become much more honest along this journey. But last week, I told Jackie Will that I was in the under-12 state squad.
You weren't?
Trialled for West Ham.
Did he buy it?
Well, no, we were just playing soccer in the shed, and I was just telling him that I did, and he didn't buy it. But I'm persistent. When people don't buy it,
you suck at soccer.
Did your skills back that up remotely?
yeah, I've got a mean touch.
Okay.
Yeah, I played lots of soccer at lunchtime. It was I probably can't repeat that.
Okay.
But, yeah.
We've got a few ladies that are interested in your company. Are you a taken man or are you a single man?
I'm a very taken man.
Well, it's a shout out to all that tried and failed, but he will not be giving out his Snapchat or his phone digits.
I've got a quick shout out to the lovely Abby Bruce back in South Australia.
I met her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
Yeah, lovely lady.
Is she coming over here shortly?
Yeah, she's come up. She's been over a couple of times. Maybe like every couple of months she'd come over for a week. The hosties have been awesome, letting her stay. So
Nice.
Nice.
Well done.
You want to go Jack Jenkins? Where you
Yeah,
going?
Jack Jenkins, 12. What's it like being the understudy of Nick Nat? Like, what has he taught you? What have you learned? What's he like?
yeah, unreal bloke. Obviously.
Was he one of the six?
He's
get
pretty
back
much
to the
my
six.
hero. I knew I was a ruckman pretty much from day dot. I was the unco-tall one, and then the coordination came on later. But Nick Nat was probably one of the players I looked up to a lot as a junior. So being here and actually still I have to pinch myself a bit that I know him personally and have his phone number and all that. So unreal bloke. Obviously he's not playing at the moment either. Just to learn from him. Sit down with him, talk to him. It's been an amazing opportunity.
When are you inviting yourself around to his house?
I've actually, one of the development coaches, Jacob Brennan, has challenged me to do that.
Best of luck, man.
Yeah.
You're like a newborn child.
So I've been a bit hesitant, but at some point it's coming.
Best of luck to you.
Two more questions, then you're going to name your six. So, Better Keen 88, what's something special about you besides from rising up to fame with no parents?
Something special about me. Probably when I trialled for West Ham as an under-13. And then we went on something special about me. I can do a Rubik's Cube in under a minute.
Really? I've never completed a Rubik's Cube.
Are you serious?
That's it.
Can we get you to do that?
Mate. I know there's one in the office, but it's completed. He'll be so flat if I jig it out of sorts.
Do you want me to go buy a Rubik's Cube and get him to complete it? I'll give it to him tomorrow at training and you can put it up with this.
Is there a caveat now that it needs to be semi-half complete for you to do it in a minute?
Because you blatantly have told us that you've lied about the West Ham thing.
I have done a Rubik's Cube under a minute.
So, okay.
You're not a regular.
When I went on...
Jack throw it at the ground randomly, jumbled it into shape.
No, I can do it now, not under a minute.
Under what? Give me what?
I could do it under 2 minutes.
I think that's
right
still
now.
pretty good.
That's pretty
All right, we're gonna throw you on during the week and film it and put it on our socials. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. And not last one because we're going to ask the six players, but from Jake Peraltax. Who is
Jake Peralta.
Jake Peralta, Brooklyn 99.
Come on, bruz.
99.
Oh yeah, Jake Peralta. Yeah.
Yep.
Who is the Robin to your Batman at the club? And if you say what I think you're going to say, I will be pissed off.
At the club?
Yeah.
Or because in the wider Gotham, or at the club?
At the club.
At the club, it would probably be you.
Yeah.
or Nick Nat or Bailey Williams.
Right, moving along.
Okay.
But in the wider Gotham, probably Will Padden, key defender out of South Australia this year, in his draft year. I hope he moves over west.
Okay.
because he's my Robin.
Keep a look on for that.
Love it. Who are the 6 West Coast players in you?
Yeah. So
Let's be honest. Liam Ryan.
yeah, Liam Ryan, Nick Nat, Luke Shuey, Shannon Hearn.
Darling?
Yeah, well, Darling did backflips. Was on the footy show once, so he's probably
Not
he's in there
talking,
too.
surely.
McGovern.
Yeah, so it's probably more than 6.
Brass.
Barras was a name that I knew. I wouldn't have been able to put a face to it.
Okay.
Gaff?
Yeah, well, Gaff. Yeah, so it's actually a bit more than 6, isn't it? Now that you say
like,
it. Well, it's hard for me to say now because, like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know them all. But at the time, I knew very little. Like, I was a bit of a footy nut, but West Coast probably my least known team. Like,
All right then.
But obviously now I'm an Eagle through
You'd
and through.
hope so.
Yeah, you play for us, mate.
Yeah,
I
I
hope
know.
you know more
I'm
than
not.
6
I'm not
blokes.
saying I'm not, but
Do you have any memorable first meetings or like
And someone like expected you to know who they are. Like you're like, hi, I'm Harry, and you're like, hey mate, what's going on?
or impressions of people and been
My-
like, wow, they're nothing like I thought they were.
draft night the texts were coming through.
Oh,
Tom
someone
Cole.
give you a nickname.
Was sent through Coley. I was none the wiser. Samo sent SPS.
That's actually a tough one because SBS like is not even like it's a long abbreviated nickname. Can mean
Yeah.
anything.
So there are a few there that I was a bit like, I was asking my mate Matthew Batman Robinson, bit of a plug to him, who these, because he's a footy nut. I was just asking like, who could this be? And yeah, no, so it was a few of those, but yeah, no, I love them all like they're brothers now.
What about the meet and greets with them?
Meet and greets?
The expectations of what they were like, and then, wow, the reality of this bloke is nothing like I thought he'd be like.
Yeah, probably Nick would be one of them.
You sort of have a massive head.
I just thought he'd be this god, but he's just a guy, you know?
He's just a human being.
He's just a human. Like, he's just...
It's a great way to sub Nick up, really.
It's funny that, hey, people think like Nick's a big one because he's a proper celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
right.
you take the piss about like, oh yeah, I'm famous. Nick is genuinely goes anywhere
can't go
in Australia.
anywhere, yeah.
Never watched footy before. That guy's special for some reason. Like, yeah, and he's just the most normal person you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
So how long's the deadline for you to get round to his house for dinner? What's this challenge? Is it all year you've got?
It was supposed to be like in the next couple of weeks, but it was a couple of weeks ago, and I'm still a bit intimidated.
He's not playing right now, so this is a perfect opportunity. Because I'll tell you what, once he's back playing and he's sore and like potentially grumpy, because of what after you play, you're sore and grumpy. You don't want players coming up to you and be like, "Come over for dinner."
You know what you should do? You should invite him around and be like, yeah, we'll do dinner, and then him and Britt just take off.
Yeah.
Be like, you got the kid for an hour?
Quick question: do you know the kid's name?
Zeke,
Yeah, bingo.
I've got Duggo and Gaffy lined up for dinners in the next week. So
He's moving up
What
in the
is
world.
going on, man?
Moving up.
When did you go up to them?
these are Luke connections. Luke and Gaffy obviously very close. Duggo said, you know what, Barney, I think I'll have you this week.
I was actually heard that conversation because you'd come over and sat next to my locker to try and pester me for dinner, and Duggo 2 lockers down was like, "Oh, yeah, you can go to mine for dinner." So I think it was more of a pity ask because I
Yeah.
blatantly looked at you. I was like, "No, it's not happening this week, mate."
That's what a good captain does. Batman, thank you for your time. That
Thanks for
brings us
having
to
me.
the end. Oscar and I are going to go watch the Lakers and Denver replay now just to see how it all ended because we stopped the recording just to do this. This is what you meant to us. A non-NBA man had to do it now, and Oscar and I said, we'll sacrifice it. We'll have phone blockouts. This is what you mean to us.
Thanks, guys. Honestly, it's been an honour. It's been very humbling.
Very few get to come through the whole podcast, so maybe you're signing potential in the future in this studio.
That kind of confused me at first because I was watching Longers and he got like maybe 10, 15 minutes airtime.
Yeah,
We pick our talents carefully.
just a little bit less ums and just get to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's
sorry.
all.
Yeah.
Very good. Thanks, mate.
Sorry, Oscar.